Hey, gem hunter! Ever imagined walking along the beach and suddenly stumbling upon a diamond shining in the sand? It sounds like a dream, but in reality, it's more possible than many think. While searching for diamonds on the beach is rare, there are fascinating stories of such discoveries throughout history, making the idea even more intriguing. After all, who wouldn't love to find a lost treasure? It might seem like something out of a movie, but the chance of encountering this phenomenon is closer than you might think. In the United States, for instance, there's a famous place, the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas, where people can hunt for diamonds on their own. Although it's not exactly a beach, this example shows that in some specific regions, finding these natural treasures is possible. Along the coast of California, there are also rumors of gemstones being found among the sands, especially in areas where geological activity promotes the appearance of rare minerals. Stories like these fuel the fantasy that, maybe, a simple walk on the beach could turn into a historic discovery. This video aims to demystify this mystery and show that searching for diamonds on the beach is not just an absurd idea, but something that, in some cases, is actually possible. Let's explore together the possibilities, the best places to look, and the techniques that could increase your chances of stumbling upon this hidden treasure. Who knows? The next diamond found could be yours. The journey starts now. Before I reveal the ideal spot to find diamonds, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Finding diamonds on the beach is no easy task. While the idea is fascinating, the reality is that these precious stones are rarely found in beach environments. However, that doesn't mean there aren't certain places more likely to yield such discoveries. The secret lies in understanding the geography and geological history of specific regions. For example, beaches near ancient riverbeds or areas that have undergone intense volcanic activity have a higher chance of containing rare minerals, like diamonds. These locations often have a greater concentration of precious stones that, over time, may be carried to the beaches through natural processes. Along the U.S. coastline, one notable example is Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. Although it's not exactly a beach, this park is known as the only place in the U.S. where anyone can legally hunt for diamonds. Rain and flooding transport diamonds from the riverbed to the surface, making their discovery possible. On the other hand, if we look at the coastal beaches of California, some of these regions are also known for their unique geological features, like the presence of nearby volcanic springs, which can increase the likelihood of finding other types of minerals, though diamonds are much rarer. But what if you're thinking about exploring the beaches on your own? Here's a tip. Beaches with geological compositions that include mineral-rich sands like those found along the coast of Hawaii could be more advantageous for your search. While these locations aren't famous for diamonds, they still offer favorable conditions for finding other precious stones like gold and gems. So, understanding the geological features of a beach is an essential step to increasing your chances of success in the hunt. Before I teach you the step-by-step process to identify a diamond on the beach, share your experiences with gem hunting in the comments below. Now let's get to the crucial moment. How to identify a diamond on the beach. If you're really lucky enough to find a shiny stone in the sand, it can be easy to think you found a diamond, but not every shiny stone is a diamond. The secret lies in knowing how to distinguish these precious stones from others that might just be crystals or pieces of glass. The first sign is the shine. Diamonds have a unique sparkle that reflects light intensely, creating a play of colors that no other mineral has. If you look closely, you may notice tiny reflections that are characteristic of its internal structure. In addition to the shine, the hardness of the diamond is another essential factor. The diamond is the hardest natural substance known, with a 10 rating on the Mohs scale, which measures mineral hardness. This means that if you try to scratch the stone with another substance, it won't be easily damaged. A simple way to test this is by rubbing the stone against a hard surface, like a rock. If it holds up, you might be looking at a diamond. But of course, this technique isn't 100% reliable since some minerals are also very hard. Still, it's a good starting point. Lastly, a high-powered magnifying glass or bright light can be extremely helpful when identifying what you've found. Often, diamonds can look like pieces of glass or crystal at first glance. A magnifying glass can help reveal details that aren't visible to the naked eye, such as the characteristic triangular shape of a diamond and the presence of natural imperfections called inclusions. If you're lucky enough to find a stone showing these features, it's time to keep your discovery safe, as it could be a real treasure. And remember, careful technique when digging is key, because any damage to the stone could lower its value. Did you already know these identification techniques? Let me know in the comments of the video. Before you set out on your diamond hunt, it's crucial to prepare properly. While the image of an adventurer finding a diamond with their own hands is exciting, the reality requires planning and the right tools. For a more efficient search, you'll need a few essential items. Gloves are important to protect your hands and avoid damage to your skin since the terrain can be rough and full of rocks. A sieve, for example, can be your ally when it comes to separating diamonds from other minerals. Additionally, a small pickaxe or spatula can be useful for digging through the sand more precisely without causing damage to the stones you're looking for. As for the best time to hunt, low tide is a key factor. When the tide is low, large areas of the beach become exposed, and minerals that were hidden beneath the water or deeper layers of sand become visible. This significantly increases your chances of finding a diamond, as more pieces of rock and possibly precious minerals are within your reach. Also, during low tide, the ocean helps separate heavier minerals like diamonds from the finer sands, making the work easier and more efficient. One simple but extremely effective technique is careful digging and sifting. Start with the finer sand and using a sieve, separate out the larger fragments like pieces of rocks or crystals. When you find something that looks promising, examine it more closely. Using seawater can also help. By pouring a bit of water over the sifted sand, you can see if there's a greater concentration of heavier materials at the bottom, making it easier to spot diamonds or precious stones. This technique requires patience and persistence, but with practice, you can become a true expert in the hunt. Finding a diamond can be the most exciting moment of your hunt, but it's crucial to know how to act properly after the discovery. The first rule is to avoid touching the stone directly with your hands. The reason is simple: sweat, or the natural oils on your skin, can damage the surface of the stone, altering its shine and even its value. The best option is to use a clean, soft cloth to hold it, or if possible, a small container to store it without risking any damage. Remember, when you find something so precious, caution is your best ally. This is the moment to carefully protect your treasure, as the next step is confirming its authenticity. The next step is to validate what you found. Many people might get excited thinking they found a diamond, but before celebrating, it's essential to confirm that the stone is truly what it appears to be. For this, you'll need to consult a gem expert, like a certified jeweler, who can perform the proper tests. There are some simple evaluation methods, like the water test, where you place the stone in a container of water. If it sinks quickly, it's a good indication that it's a diamond. Another common test is the hardness test, where you try to scratch the stone with a harder material. If it resists the scratch, it could be a genuine diamond. In addition to validating the stone, it's important to understand the legal implications involved. In many places, finding minerals like diamonds may have legal consequences, especially if they're discovered in protected areas or regions where mining is regulated. Therefore, after validation, it's essential to check the local laws regarding the possession and sale of diamonds. Depending on your location, you may need to report the discovery to the authorities or follow certain legal procedures before selling or using it. Being informed about these legal aspects will prevent future issues and ensure you can enjoy your discovery with peace of mind. Now, to help you gain even more knowledge, I've developed an ebook that will teach you everything, from beginner to advanced, about any precious stone. The link is in the description. When reflecting on what it means to find a diamond on the beach, we can see that it's not just about a material treasure. Finding a diamond is, in a way, a direct connection with nature and the geological history of the Earth. Each stone, once hidden deep in the Earth's crust, went through a long formation process before reaching the point where it can be found on the beach. This moment of discovery represents nature's patience, and the search for it serves as a reminder of how often value is hidden in the simplest things, waiting to be revealed. And for those with an adventurous spirit, every hunt can be more meaningful than the treasure itself. But like any great journey, the search for diamonds requires patience and perseverance. It's not something you find every day, which is why the experience itself is so valuable. After all, the path you take, the techniques you learn, and the care you put into searching for the treasure are what really shape this journey. As you search, you connect with history, with the natural process of mineral formation, and with the environment around you. Like any great achievement, the quest for diamonds demands effort and dedication, but it's this effort that makes the reward even sweeter. Now imagine yourself returning to that same beach once again in search. What will you find next time? A piece of crystal? Maybe a shard of glass, or even a real diamond? The question remains, could the next diamond found on the beach be yours? The only way to find out is to keep exploring with the same patience and enthusiasm. Who knows? The next big discovery might be waiting for you. The journey is just beginning. If this knowledge has added value to your life, don't forget to hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, I'd like to recommend the video appearing on your screen. Watching it will expand your knowledge about hunting for rare gems in nature. See you soon, Gem Hunter.